looking at today's WWE, clearly with Cena retiring recently, we have to look into the future and say this is going to be the next big star. Obviously, Austin Theory came back. He beat Cena at WrestleMania. He didn't get that rub. Obviously, Gunther defeated John Cena in the middle of that yang. And but he is 38 years old. And now we were just thinking about this as well. Who can be Cody Rhodes' opponent at WrestleMania 42 if it's not Roman, or if it's not this, or if it's not that? And we sit here thinking to ourselves, who could it be? And then we came to the realization, nobody over the age of 40 can do it, which made me think of one thing. The WWE has a genuine elderly problem, bro. This is the WWE, the slowest it's ever been in terms of week to week bookings, because back in the day they used to have 2 or 3 house shows and then they would have Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. But today the guys on SmackDown or Raw only have to show up once.
Yeah,
they only have to show up once a week.
Once every other week. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's facts.
Right?
It's sad. The reason why they have an elderly problem as well is even if you watch the Raws and SmackDowns, like I'll take last night, perfect example, okay? And if everybody on the card last night, okay, Raquel Rodriguez, I think, is in her mid to late 30s, so that's that, okay? AJ Styles was on the card with Gunther, you know what I'm saying? They're chatting or whatever. He's, 50? Gunther is 38. And you have
38.
the New Day, Kofi Kingston's 45 or 44. Xavier Woods is nearly 40. The Usos are both 40. Then you also have another match, Rey Mysterio. He's in his 50s, fighting a part-timer in Logan Paul, which I'm going to say something about Logan Paul a little bit later. I actually want to bring that up right after I answer this, actually, because I just thought about something with Logan Paul that I think I have a good idea for Logano. But after that takes place, you have everyone on the roster is old. Every single match you get week to week is just a bunch of old people fighting. Look at the Cena tournament. 13 of the 16 competitors are either 40 or 45 or 50.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
They're all old, bro. We have no people who are below the age of 40 who can consistently tell stories, draw crowds, draw viewership, put butts in seats, sell merchandise, put on good matches, and cut promos. We don't have anybody under 40 who can do those things consistently. Not one person, bro. And that's bad. Because we have people under 40 that exist on the roster, but they're not able to do those things. And that's not good. That is not good.
And is that like a clear sign of the way WWE books, or is it like also them being not that guy, right? Because
go ahead, yeah.
Because despite there, clearly being an elderly issue, it is also the reality that the elderly people, I just hate to say this, they're just 40 years old, they're not even that old, but aside from them, everybody else on the roster is fat. They don't have the WWE superstar appeal. LA Knight has a great physique. Does Dominic Mysterio? No. Randy Orton has a great physique.
Yep.
Does Otis?
Otis, bruh.
Yeah?
Absolutely not. No, definitely not for Otis, for sure.
Who else has a great physique? John Cena has an amazing physique. Does Solo Sikoa?
No.
Who else?
But I will say, even though people like Gunther and Dominic and Solo are not in the best of shape, they can at least get in good shape. Okay, it's possible for it to happen. They can do it. And even without it, if they could tell stories and if they could cut promos and if they could wrestle good consistently, we would not care about what their appearance looks like. Because that's the thing. I think that Dominic Mysterio, there is a certain look you have to be a megastar. I mean, it just goes without saying. It is what it is, guys. You have to look. Stone Cold Steve Austin was in amazing shape. The Rock is 6'3", 6'4", whatever. He's in amazing shape. Roman Reigns is 6'3". He's jacked and shredded. John Cena's like 6'1" or whatever. He's jacked and shredded. The list goes on and on. You get the point. In order for most people who are going to define a generation of wrestling have a certain look and appeal to them, that you just have to have. Dominic Mysterio doesn't have that. Gunther doesn't have that. Austin Theory does have that. He does have it. But the thing is you need more than just looks. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a lot of things that go into it.
Look, you definitely need more than looks when you have the looks.
The minimum. Yeah.
When you have the looks, right? That is the minimum. That is what gets your foot through the door. And look, like I said, for example, Gunther, he can pass by. Why? Because Gunther is like pretty tall, pretty lanky. He's got that like Neanderthal skull, so like he clearly doesn't look like a cute model. He looks like he can tear your freaking mouth open. But right? But recently there has been another guy that made some good moves on the main roster, but he's also a fat bastard. Big back Bronson Reed. He beat Roman Reigns.
Bronson Reed. He did beat. I forgot that even, bro.
He beat
Wow.
Roman Reigns. He beat Roman Reigns,
Wow.
but he's fat. Could you imagine if he was 6'5", handsome, blue eyes, perfect teeth, perfect back, perfect neck, perfect whatever, right? And he beats Roman? Wow, they're gonna say this guy is like this guy is a new. Yeah, he's like a new improved Roman Reigns. He'll be like Ivan Drago. He's like, this guy's made in a lab, but he's not.
If Gunther was actually shredded, bro, and could cut promos, he would probably, the mega push that he was getting, it would make sense. He would be the perfect Ivan Drago-esque character. If he had, if he the same, because he's got great size, he's a strong guy. All those things work if he cuts promos and is presented as an actual heel beast. But unfortunately, when you're tapping out to a tag team wrestler, you know what I'm saying? Everything, all your mystique is basically done. It's as simple as that.
And even Jey Uso is not in shape.
Yeah, he's not in great shape anymore.
Even Penta is not in shape. Even
Penta's old too, bro. I feel like
Penta's
like 40. Dude, he's 40. You know what? That's another
Asuka's
thing
44.
Yeah, bro, that's a great point you just mentioned, because the reason why a lot of these wrestlers are not in great shape is because their bodies can't maintain that physical shape anymore because they're in their 40s and 50s. I'm surprised that AJ Styles looks the way that he does. Randy Orton is a physical specimen. He's like a blend of Batista and like himself. Like their bodies have like morphed into one. Yeah, he looks incredible. Logan Paul, I'd say, probably has the best physique right now. Besides Roman,
I hate to say that. I hate to say that too, because I agree.
I know, right?
And it's like, it really annoys me, bro, that like this guy is what we would have to call a good heel. I will never look at him with the lens of this guy's an actual wrestler. I would never want to see him in my WWE games. I would never want to see him as the main event of WrestleMania. Not because I don't respect him. I have great respect for Logan Paul. I wish to be like him as a YouTuber. I love him. I want to be just like you. I love him as well. You know what I'm saying? I want to be just like him. Like you and I, we're YouTubers, right? Wouldn't we want to be just like him and be in the WWE today?
I wouldn't want to be in the WWE as a performer, but I would like to, like the YouTube size of the platform, all that stuff. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah,
you know, so there's obviously great respect for that in that regard, but I can't look at him as a wrestler. And that is my biggest pet peeve. And him being compared to the, you know, like to the majority of the roster, and him being actually the only guy that looks like a star really bothers me, because I can't blame Logan Paul for, you know, looking like a proper wrestler, wrestling like a wrestler, looking like a wrestler, talking like a wrestler, promoting himself like a wrestler. While we have Kevin Owens over here walking in Disneyland with, you know, like freaking Mickey Mouse ears on, with a freaking fat belly and a hot dog in his hand. And now we gotta act like this guy's a former 2-time world heavyweight universal champion. And people had the audacity to flip out when Bill Goldberg squashed him in 10 seconds, which he was always going to do prime for prime, whether or not, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. This guy's a joke. People are surprised he got squashed. Come on. Wake up, people.
Kevin Owens, and that, you know what you're saying, you know, people aren't going to like to hear it, but part of it is, it's reality, guys. I mean, like, for example, I think Kevin Owens and Samantha Zayn, I should say, both of them who are like, they have good talents. They can cut promos. They obviously can put on a banger. You know what I'm saying? So that's step one. They can definitely put on a banger. And that's great for them. But the difference is that they just don't have that look to be the main star. If Sami Zayn looked like Austin Theory, like, for example, if you put Sami Zayn's skills, promo and storytelling skills into Austin Theory would be probably close to being the next megastar of the company. It's as simple as that. You have to have the look in the ability. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have the abilities, of course, to be like really good mid-carders, and they're pretty solid wrestlers, of course. But they just don't have that look, man. And that's why they have the great talents, you know, but they're never going to be those superstars that you need them to be. That's why all Sami Zayn can do is win mid-card belts. Yeah. Every year his breakthrough is winning a mid-card belt.
And, you know, and that is like the state that we find ourselves in post-Cena retirement. What did Cena say? I want to dedicate the show for the future, right? I want to see the future come up. I want to see the people on NXT come up. And it's like, okay, we look at NXT and the only thing we have is Obafemi. I like Obafemi. Right? But who else? Like Ricky Saints? He's like 5'9", bro. I could knock him out with one right hand today. Right? Today.
Ricky Saints small. Yeah, he's
you know what I'm saying?
Bro, Ricky Saints is also just like, I watched him wrestle Obama Femi like 2 weeks ago on whatever NXT show that was. And I checked it out. It was a mid match. I'm beyond it. Like, I wasn't impressed by it. Ricky Saints, I've seen 3 or 4 of his matches now. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's not gonna cut it. I'm sorry. That's not someone who you look at and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, that's the next megastar. It's not happening, bro.
And like, who else? Who else is there on like NXT? To me, it feels like, despite the WWE knowing that there is a crisis, right? It genuinely is an elderly crisis. They have to depend on stars from 20 years ago, right? They have to depend on Cena, Orton, Brock, who else? Punk, right? 4.
Yep.
Literally from 20 years ago.
Cody
as well. Literally Cody as well. And now we look around. Who are they matched up against? Not the future.
No, they're matched
Gunther
against
was
each
not
other.
the future. Gunther was not the future. Cody was not the future, right?
Yeah,
Cody
even
versus
Roman's not
Kevin
the
Owens.
future.
Roman was not the future. Cody versus Kevin Owens was not the future. Cody versus AJ Styles, that was not the future. At what stage can we get to some new, fresh talent? And for better or worse, you probably know how I feel about the female division, obviously, right? But for better or worse in that division, I cannot say that the female division does not move at a healthy pace. It definitely does. They have Roxanne Perez coming in. They have, like the Kabuki Warriors, Io, Rhea, Lash Legend, Jade Cargill, Belair, Tiffany Stratton. Fresh, new, young talents, names coming in and out, new champions being crowned, losing. It is very continuous. But then you look at the main roster on the men's side of things, you literally have to pretend this freaking a-hole Gunther is a freaking future just because he beat John Cena. What future? What future? Please tell me, bro.
I genuinely don't understand it, bro. And you know what's crazy? The women's division, I'll give them this. Their future outlook is 5 times better than the men's future outlook. It's not even close. Rhea Ripley, I always forget that she's actually like 28, I think, or like 27 or something like that. And she's already the biggest women's wrestling star in the industry. And the crazy thing is that Triple H is so bad at his job that he's done nothing to make her even bigger or make her even better. And that's sad. You have Io Sky, who's young. Bianca Belair, I think, is in her early 30s. Alexa Bliss is still in her mid-30s. Crazy to say that because, it feels like she's been around forever, but she's only 33. In her 30s. Yeah, Lash Legend is young. You have Jada Parker. You have Sol Ruka, who's very entertaining. The Sol Ruka match I saw live with Bayley.
Yeah,
the match wasn't great, but it was a solid match, and she was really good in it.
Maxine Dupree, Lola Vice.
Bro.
Like it's so
Maxine
stacked.
Dupree, bro. No,
no,
thank you, bro. No, thank
you don't mess with Kevin Von Erich?
No.
Carrie Von Erich or like whoever she looks like.
I thought about that because of the hair.
Bro, she looks just like Carrie Von Erich, bro, literally. But look, like I said, despite for better or worse, some talent is better than the other, live or career. Look, like I said, you know how I feel about the female division. I don't watch that shit. It's fucking trash, right? I don't watch that shit. Right?
Terrible.
I have to endure it. But I also realize, like I said, for better or worse, they move at a better pace than the men's. What is the equivalent of the Sol Ruka for the men?
I guess Carmelo Hayes probably, or Javon Evans probably. Javon Evans.
Well, maybe. I
don't know. The thing about Javon is all he can do is wrestle.
Yeah, like Javon is the type of guy that you would have to be like booking for the spectacle of the event, not necessarily for the storyline.
He's basically like a guy that, like, when you're making the United States Championship six-pack ladder match for SummerSlam, he's the guy that always has to be involved in those matches.
That's true. But you get what I mean, right?
He's a black Andrade, bro.
I don't think Andrade was that good.
Yeah, honestly, Andrade's not even as good as Javon Evans. That's Javon, because Javon Evans hasn't even reached his peak yet, bro. He's like 21. He's like a year older than me. We're like in the same age range, and this dude literally is already an elite in-ring performer or a great in-ring performer. So he's got like 5 years before he really reaches his prime.
Or 15, or 15, like Mark Henry said, 15 years and he's gonna be the best. Like 15 years, I ain't got that much time to wait, brother. I think he's gonna make it happen now. He's gonna make it happen now.
On grandchildren, and Mark Henry's gonna be telling me about Javon Evans putting on bangers, bro. I got time for that, bro.
Yeah, bro. So clearly, bro, you look at the men's side of things, it's just completely garbage. Even people who are mid-carders, like, what's his name? Damn, I forgot. Lola Vice's boyfriend.
Oh, Damian Priest?
Damn, that's crazy. I gotta call him by that, bro. Not former world heavyweight champion Damian Priest. Lola Vice's
boyfriend. That's sad. Yeah, this is a guy who was a year ago was world champion, and now we're referring to him as someone's boyfriend, bro.
It is, bro. Like him, LA Knight, Cena, Orton, Cody, Roman, Seth, Even Gunther's almost 40. Everybody is 40, bro. And the future is really... CM Punk is about to retire. He's 47. You know what I'm saying? Rock is 54. The time is ticking, bro, right? 20 years ago, we had, you know, the pack of OVW. Cena came out of there. Randy came out of there. Brock Lesnar came out of there. You know what I'm saying? We had future main eventers being created 20 years ago. And who is it today? First of all, we don't have enough WWE. We don't have enough WWE. No. Monday Night Raw sucks. SmackDown sucks. There's literally nothing happening. How can we build up to the future? And if that, the people at the top barely wrestle as it is. So what position can we create for the Young Bucks to come in and take over the future? How? How can that even happen?
I think what you're going to have to do, while you have Cody, Seth, Romano, and Lesnar here, I think it's going to be very important this next year, like 2026. I think Austin Theory, by the time, because what's going to happen, I think his face turn is going to line up with the way his hair grows, to be honest with you. I think it'll be pretty obvious when he's going to turn face, because once he gets that, like, that hair back and he gets that little, like, Superman curl right in front of his head, I think that's when he'll finally turn face, because he'll literally look like Superman with a beard. That's literally what he's going to look like. And then you'll have that, and I think, you're not going to like this, bro, but Logan Paul... Logan Paul. We have to look at this. Just hear me out on this. This is my idea with Logan Paul. He gets views. He is charismatic. He's extremely athletic. He's in phenomenal shape. He's a good-looking dude. And he's young. That's the biggest thing, is he is young and he's talented. Logan Paul, eventually, they need to build to his face turn. They need to start doing that as soon as next week. They need to start building to his face turn. Because what needs to happen is they need to either make sure that Lesnar continues to be a mega heel, or Braun becomes a mega heel, or even Punk becomes a mega heel. Whoever is a mega heel and is a world champion, they're going to need to be built so bad that you hate them so bad that Logan Paul, bro, is able to turn into a massive baby face off of beating that heel. It has to happen, bro. It has to happen. If it's not him, it's got to be Theory. And if it's neither of them, then you got to pull a Obafemi or a Trick or a Mello, bro.
I guess if that is the way the WWE wants to do it, I'm just going to pretend like that particular segment with Logan Paul didn't happen. I'm just going to no-sell it. I'm not even going to watch it. If I go to WrestleMania, suddenly I'm going to have to go to the toilet when Logan Paul walks out. Suddenly, that's just the way. That's the only way I'm going to be able to cope with it, bro.
Hey, if CM Punk and The Rock do the heel faction thing where you have a heel boss and a heel wrestler,
don't put Logan in there.
No! Paul gets over as the face, bro. Hey, listen.
Keep him away from real real wrestler storylines, bro.
I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, this is not a prediction, this is a spoiler.
Oh my god.
If Logan Paul gets over in a great face turn, he's winning a world title within a couple months of that face turn. I'm just letting you know right now. You're not gonna like it. Well, you know what? When the time comes, you may end up liking Logan Paul. If he becomes a really likable face, bro, and he just, he just finds a way to captivate the audience and capture the audience, it's gonna happen. Look, who are you gonna pick? Who are you gonna pick, bro? You know that nobody black is gonna get pushed. So we know nobody black is getting pushed. So you don't have an option, bro. We gotta go with Theory or Logan.
I would rather watch El Grande Americano versus Rayo Americano for the title than Logan Paul being involved in the main event, bro. I swear to God.
And also Montez Ford. That's a great shout. Montez Ford has everything.
Montez Ford.
And he's not even being utilized. He's in catering. He's a catering captain.
I don't know how to feel about Montez Ford, bro. It's just like, there's nothing that really makes me feel moved when I see a particularly athletic wrestler. Like, so what? You can jump 20 feet in the air for a frog splash. Like, Javon does it. Logan Paul does it. This guy does it. That guy does it. What? She does it. What? He does it. What? I do it. What? CJax does it. What? And we all do it while opening a can of whoop ass on your candy ass. Right?
What? You know what I'm saying? Stone Cold's such a beast, bro. I love Stone Cold.
Right? That's the way I feel about it. So there has to be something changing from Montez Ford or what's his name? Carmelo Hayes. Like, there has to be a big time gimmick change. I don't know. Like, I feel like Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans, Montez Ford, they kind of shared the same, almost like blueprint to be a WWE wrestler. Like, oh yeah, look, I can do flippy stuff. I can do I don't know. Look, at least Oba is different.
Well, that's part of the thing is that Triple H you know, the Triple K allegations. Every single wrestler is literally just grouped in the same thing. If you are not, like, for example, all of
Yeah.
the Asian wrestlers go out there, all they do is yell. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all Triple H has them do is yell.
And they stick
all the
together.
black wrestlers have some random name that, like, you know, fits stereotypes like Carmelo or Trick
Javon.
or Javon. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And their real name is like Kenny, Michael, like, you know what I'm saying? Isaac, like.
His real name is like, his real name could literally be like Jackson.
I think
in the actual show, his name's gonna be Carmelo, right?
Yeah.
You have what was the dude's name? Montez, bro. I didn't even know what Montez Ford's real name is. I think it's Kenneth, actually. I think it is Kenny. I think his name is like Kenny or something like that.
Kenneth, yeah. I think his actual name is Kenneth, yeah.
Yeah, Montez Ford's name is literally Kenneth, and this dude's name in WWE is Montez, bro. Like, it doesn't get any worse than this, man. We just have to start looking at it. But eventually, hopefully they will, you know, they will be able to, you know, get past this, and maybe we can actually build some stars. I'm really interested to see the next few weeks. I mean, not because the shows are going to be good. They're going to suck. But I'm interested to see how they're going to build stars and what they're going to do about this stuff.
If they
That's
can.
what I want to see.
If they can.
If they can do anything.
I would like to see it happen. I would like to see them try.
I would too, but they don't even give the basic efforts of trying to make things work. They literally just give you the same segment and hope for the best, and that's all you get.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the truth, bro.